Hey guys, so welcome back to our YouTube channel today, and I'm here with my girl Khadija.
Assalamualaikum guys. Today's just me and Amina.
Yeah, today is just
other
us.
person, just us two.
Just us two. Your girls are back. No third party. But anyway, it was nice to have them on here. We did learn a lot of things, and it was just a good vibe. So today we're gonna talk about what? We're gonna talk about Mahari.
Today we're talking about
Mahari or dowry, but yeah, before I came on here I just learned that dowry is not actually the right translation for Mahari. Apparently.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, like I was like, what?
Mahari is a gift for the bride.
Yeah.
Dowry is something else.
Dowry is something else.
Dowry is it's a more of a culture thing.
Yeah, more custom culture kind of thing, right? So, but in Islam we talk about mahri or mehri, which is mahari in Swahili, and so today we're just gonna talk about things surrounding it in terms of Islamic perspective, culture,
things that you should know as a woman,
not just as a woman, as a man too. Muslim in general.
I mean, we all need to know our rights, right?
Yeah.
So, it's good to point things out.
So first of all, guys, you need to know that mahri or mahari or whatever is a gift for the bride from the groom. But this is a special gift. It's not like, them gifts. When someone gives you a gift, you don't say, oh, I want this as my gift. It takes out the whole gift perspective on a normal day. But when it comes to this, is a special gift because the bride gets to dictate. Dictate sounds like a wrong word, but it is exactly. She gets to say like, yo, this is what I want as my gift, and you as the man, that's the gift you have to get her. And so there's chances where the man cannot afford it, right?
Yeah, you have to pretty much look at who you're involved with. Some people are rich and some people are not so rich. So bear that in mind before you say, I want a Ferrari.
So basically it has to be reasonable, with like what you're asking. Like it's something you know that, okay, my husband to be or husband is gonna be able to afford this thing that I'm asking for. But here's the thing that we were talking about earlier. Some people pretend to be rich, but in reality,
this is for you guys.
Yeah, in reality, like you show this woman before you'll get married, like, oh, I got this. You're here flaunting with A, B, C, D things, and then when the woman comes and asks you for a certain type of dowry because she knows you're capable of providing that, you're like, no, I cannot provide that, or you feel some type of way. So you just really have to be honest from the get-go and be like, okay, these are my financial situations, like
basically don't trap yourself from the get-go, because you're gonna get trapped if you're flaunting something you don't have. So just be realistic from the beginning.
Okay, let's say you may have that money before then. First of all, dowry isn't just money, right? Dowry can be in form of jewelry, it can be in form of money, and also it can be in form of
Quran. You can literally give someone Quran as a dowry. It doesn't have to be much. It just depends on your situation, and what you can afford and what you can't afford. And also some women, even if you're rich, they'll just be like, I don't want anything for my dowry, just like gives me this small thing, but
at the end of the day, it is the woman that is gonna say what she wants. She's gonna decide, and if you all come to an agreement, she say, this is what I want, you come to an agreement, it is your right, it's your responsibility, it's your duty to make sure you fulfill it, whether it's before you get married or during the nikah, or even like after you get married. At some point during your marriage, you're supposed to give the woman her dowry, whatever it is that she asked for. And if you decide to not to, for some reason, like she could bring up divorce in that situation. I mean, if she decides to, you know, bring up ground, like if she makes it like a ground for divorce, like you promised me this but you never fulfilled it, and maybe she sees you don't want to do it, or you don't want to give her what you promised each other, she can say, you know what, this
and it happens a lot, like when especially when, like, let's say two people are about to get married and the woman says, I want so and so and so, and the guy will be like, okay, when we're married I'll give it to you because I don't have it. And then they get married and the guy completely forgets about it, and it just goes on and on and on, and he ends up not paying it. Like, you know, it's the woman's right end of the day, so you have to pay it. Like, you have to make sure you pay it, and if you don't, like Amina just said, the woman can just go. Literally, she can ask for divorce and say, he didn't give me my dowry, so I can walk out. Rightfully, I can walk out of this marriage.
Okay, so we've established that this is for the woman, right? It's a gift for the woman from her groom. So what about this culture thingy where basically it doesn't go to the woman, it goes to the parents? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, like it mostly, I don't know about other cultures, but in our cultures, you find that our parents will be like, oh, for this dowry, we're gonna pay for so and so and so and so. Like, it's not supposed to be like that. If as a parent you can't afford to make a grand wedding for your daughter, don't make it. But don't take her dowry money or mahari money to do that wedding or whatever, you know. But kwanza, am I even allowed to speak Swahili? First of all,
we can mix it.
The only sunnah is the walima. Everything else is not a must, right?
Yeah, when it comes to a wedding.
Everything.
Then it cash basically, right?
Yeah. So if you can't afford to do a wedding, don't do it. Don't just leave it. Don't make the girl take her mahari to do the wedding. It doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna take the money, take it to buy things for the woman. So like clothes, you know, dishes that she'll use in a new house, things that will benefit her, not benefit other people, because you're making a wedding to feed guests.
And you know, like there's some parents as well that they take advantage of that whole mahari thingy. Like when it comes to marrying off their daughters or whatever, they think like, okay, this is the time where this person has to pay for all that I've invested in my child. You know, you're here coming to marry my child. Like they're trying to, it's like they're selling their child in that kind of sense, you know, like, oh, me nakusomesha, you know, I paid this much for your school fees and all that kind of stuff. It costed me this much to take care of you. So whoever comes in, I want them to pay this much as well, you know, like.
It should never be like that.
It shouldn't, but that's how it is in most cultures.
The parents shouldn't even have a say on how much the girl should get. I think it should come out of her head, like, okay, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Not because my parents said this is what I want, but this is what I want.
This is what I want. Yeah, and the man should, it should be like a gift from the heart. Like the man agrees and be like, okay, here you go. You know, it should be a nice thing between the married people, the people that are about to get married, or the married couple or whatever. But it should be like, you know, but here's the thing that I just thought of. As a woman, when you get that money, I wish someone told me this before. Not because anything happened, but it's just a knowledge thing that I wish I knew. So when it comes to divorce, there's something called, is it a hulu or hula divorce? Holy divorce, like everyone pronounces it differently. But when it comes to that type of the divorce, which is the one where the woman asks for divorce, apparently she has to give back the dowry to the man. Like she has to give back that gift that the man gave her when they got married back to the man. So this is something that I want people to know out there, especially us ladies. Like, when you receive that money or whatever it is you receive for dowry, just know if things go left and you decide to say, I want a divorce, that has to go back.
Remember that when you ask.
Yeah, that has to go back.
If you ask for millions, will you be able to pay that millions back?
Exactly. And this is the thing that most men also do, in the sense that, to avoid responsibility. Like, you take someone's daughter, right? You don't take good care of her or whatever, pushing her to like feel like, yeah, I'm done with this thing, I want a divorce, you know. But because, you know, she's the one asking, she's the one like pushing for it, you know, you'd be like, okay, you have to return everything that I gave you, you know, which is not fair. Which is not fair. But there are people who are using that against women. So my advice would be like, let's say for example you receive money, either invest it in something, you know, invest it in something that will help you then and in the future as well. I'm not, you know, no one gets married and prays for divorce, so hopefully like that doesn't happen. But there's today and there's tomorrow. It could be divorce, it could be, let's say, anything happens to the man, and at the end of the day he was the provider of the family. When a man marries a woman, he is the provider of the wife. He is provider of the whole family in Islam. That is financially, you know. If the woman decides to help, it's up to her, but at the end of the day it's the man's responsibility. So in that case, it's like, just be prepared regardless, you know. If anything happens, you can still be able to look after your family with that money, if you have to return it or whatever. But just don't go spend it carelessly, and then later on, let's say he leaves you, if he decides to leave you, you don't know where to start from, because you were used to him being the sole provider and the breadwinner of the family.
Having your own money is always a good idea, so investment is really good. Let's just make sure you're stable somehow, so if ever things go south, you know you have something of your own. And if that mahari is a big sum, you know you can start something with it, you know, and it could grow into like more and more and more and more. You know? Instead of spending it on a grand wedding and you're never gonna see that money again, don't let your parents pressure you to spend your mahari for the wedding, because that money is yours alone.
And you know, there's also women that basically ask for furniture for mahari and stuff, which is alright. It's a good investment.
I think that's more of a Swahili thing. It's like you have to do furniture and money on top.
No, some people do furniture and money. Others just do like the money, they convert it into furniture, which is somehow a good investment, in the sense that if anything happens, maybe you might. I've seen people like in divorce situations, I've seen women, they go sell their jewelry, they go sell their furniture, you know, to just get that money back. So it's like they, but then it is. But then there's like some men that think, okay, like let's say we're gonna move into our house together and everything, like I gave you mahari, you asked for furniture, he takes it as it's his as well, but it's your gift, you know. And then the day he says leave my house, you're living without anything, including that gift as well, you know, which is, it's just there's just a lot of situations. I was approached by so many women. I did a Q&A a few weeks ago on Instagram, and I was approached by so many women who were complaining that the men promised them dowry and they never paid it back, and here they are asking for divorce. So the people are like, the girls or the women are like, what do I do? Here's the thing, you cannot force him to pay the dowry. There's nowhere where it says you have to force him. But it's at the end of the day, if he doesn't pay, it's between him and God. You know, he made a promise that he was gonna give you this thing, and then he ends up not giving to you. He what do you say dhulma in English?
Dhulma. Oh, that's a hard one.
So basically, amekudhulumu in Swahili, right? It's your right, and he's not, I don't even know the word in English, but basically, yeah, that's the thing. And at the end, in the eyes of God, what he's done is not right. So And here's another thing that I wanted to mention as well. You know, like sometimes we lie to our families. You know, I didn't know this before, the fact that you have to say how much dowry you are getting for it to be put on the marriage certificate. You know, I thought that's
they say on the wedding day on the
I didn't know that. First of all,
with this and that amount,
yeah, but
agreed upon.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I remember on my nikah, like I was at home and he was like on the other side of the imam and the witnesses and everything, and then I was called like, Amina, has he given you dowry? I'm like, yeah, this amount, okay. And then I go there and I see on the nikah paper that it was written, and of course they when they were doing their thing, of course it said like, do you agree to marry this person with this mahri that you all have agreed on? I thought they just said mahri that you've agreed on. I didn't know they said the amount. I didn't know they write it on the paper. So that's what I'm saying, like, because it's a gift from your husband to you, sometimes, you know, like we as women, we are a little bit, you know, soft. You know, you look at the guy and you're like, oh, I understand he doesn't have much money, but then you lie to your family and say like, yeah, he paid this amount, right? You you know your guy doesn't have that kind of money, but because you don't want your family to think like, oh, I took very little dowry, you know, and you know that they have high expectations and stuff like that. You go and lie about it. They put that on paper, on your nikah certificate. Remember, there's khulu. The moment you decide, the moment you decide you want a divorce, whatever you put on that paper, you gotta put it back. You gotta give it back to the person. But at the end of the day, it's between you two. You know the situation, like you said, listen, yeah, put this back.
Get that. Why would you lie in the first place?
These people.
Like, if you feel sorry for the guy and you ask for a little amount, that was your decision. Yeah. So why do you have to lie?
No, because sometimes there's like pressure. There's like pressure from the family. Say, I won't let my daughter get married with, let's say, 20,000 Kenyan shillings.
And that's another thing. It's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah,
it's yours and yours alone. So you shouldn't be afraid to say, this is how much I want, even if it's a little money, even if it's £2, like it's still something, you know.
No, but that's the thing. Most parents, they like hold off their daughters from getting married because the man doesn't have enough mahri for their daughters. They're thinking, well, if this is the only amount you can give my daughter, like how are you gonna be able to look after her if you don't have money? You know, they equate it to that. Like the more you have, the more mahri you pay. They're thinking, okay, this person can look after my daughter, she'll be comfortable, she'll be okay. But if you come with little mahri, they look at you like, so my daughter is gonna come to your house and she's gonna be suffering, like she's not gonna be having things, or she's not gonna be having food.
People should kill that kind of mentality, to be
honest. They should, but that's the reality. It does happen.
But at the end of the day, when you get married, there's barakah that comes, you know, with
Definitely.
That wedding, with that marriage. So even if you don't have, Allah will provide, and you will have, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think people should look at it like, oh, this man doesn't have a lot of money, so he won't be able to provide for my daughter, yada yada yada. No. Allah is the provider, not you. Not so people should stop assuming just because you don't know. Maybe after 2 weeks of getting married to this person, they could get loads of money from God knows where, and they could be like some next rich person, you know, ulintarao.
Yeah.
You know, but then all of a sudden, like, we shouldn't have that kind of mentality.
You know, you reminded me of an ayah. I cannot remember the ayah properly, but there is an ayah about that. Like, you'll get married and Allah will provide, you know, in your marriage. Like, but also you have to like take care of each other. You could get married and there'll be no blessings in your marriage because you all are mistreating each other in there, you know. You still have to be kind and take care of each other, love each other, respect each other, all that stuff. It's not like but it's like really important at the end of the day, you know. It's not just say go marry anyone and then like just expect barakah. No, you still gotta do right by each other at the end of the day, you know.
It's true.
Yeah. So is there anything we can say to summarize up this whole marriage thing?
No, apart from we just have to like stick on don't let people sway you into asking for something that is not what you want, you know. Just, you know,
yeah,
be grounded, you know. Like, I want this, that's it. And like, don't be influenced to use that money for something that's not of your benefit.
Like,
that's all I can say.
Like, don't think
and don't ask for too much as well. Don't ask for too much.
Well, what is too much though? What is too much? Because everyone's different, as we say.
Don't ask for too much.
What might be too much for you might be okay for someone else, you know?
Ask for too much if he's a millionaire.
What if he's not, but he has the money? Could be not millionaire, but it could be having money, you know. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's your decision. You know better what you want. You know what your person or your husband can afford. Be reasonable, you know. Don't make it, don't ask for too much, as Hadija said. Even though I'm trying to make fun out of it, but it's like too much that is not reasonable, to the extent that you're pushing that person away and that person feels, okay, I don't think I can afford, I can't afford to marry you because, you know, the gift you want is way too much for me. Like, I cannot afford it, you know. Some people might say that way.
That once said, am I marrying you or am I buying you?
That's the thing.
They said that. Am I marrying you or am I buying you?
I've had that a lot. That's what most guys say nowadays. Like, but at the end of the day, as you said, between you and the groom or groom to be, you know better the situation. So yeah. Anyway, we've come to an end of this topic. It's something that we wanted to talk about for quite a while, but we had to gather our thoughts, and I feel like it's going in the right direction from, you know, our videos and stuff, you know. Like, we talk about premarital counseling. We sort of,
what's coming next will be what comes after Mahari.
What comes after Mahari. So there's like a sort of sequence. I don't know if you guys are noticing this or not. We introduced ourselves and everything. We did talk about divorce, even though divorce was like supposed to come way after, but because
at the end.
But because that was our situation.
We only brought that because we mentioned that we were single.
We were single.
That's why we came
right.
to, you know.
But there is sort of a sequence to this, whether we intentionally do it or not. It's just, I think it's flowing. I don't know what you guys think. Let us know your thoughts. Feel free to comment down below whatever it is you want to say regarding Mahari and stuff like that, regarding stars in certain situations. If there's anything you think we failed to mention as well in this video as well, feel free to let us know down below. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you love our videos. Don't forget to share them with your friends and families on WhatsApp groups. That's gonna come back to us. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye guys.